Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Tuesday afternoon, April 6th. We are looking at Window Trader's market profile of the indices that we follow. And a very quiet day today, very light volume, 57 million shares. We hit an all-time high in the ES and the SPY. That's the only indice to hit one. The market seems tired, but the bottom line is we're up in all time frames. We're one time framing up now. I think it's 7 or 8 days. We'll look at that in a minute. Did buyers get tired? Yes, they did. I had a couple of people kind of asking what I saw today. This is how I'm looking at it. Well, first let's do the other ones. So triple Qs. I didn't take any trades in either one of those today. Excuse me. Triple Qs held their trend day from yesterday. They got into E single prints but didn't fill them, so they still have 2 sets. They actually tried to go trend today, but it was filled. They have 3 daily highs or 4 daily highs above them. That's all they have to their all-time high. Russell, a little bit different story. They still have bigger hills to climb. The one thing, they looked above yesterday's high, and I said this to the room in D period. I said, was that a look above and fail? I said, if that's a look above and fail, well, then the ultimate destination at some point is yesterday's low. Now, we didn't get it, but we got damn close to it. We were 9 wide. They have an afternoon rally high in H. They battled, again, last week's high. Remember, they have an inside week up. They came out of it yesterday and again today, but they're just barely above it. So even though the inside week up is holding, not really strong. So the Russell still has some work to do. Now, what happened with SPY and E yesterday? Well, this is how I looked at it. I was a little surprised in A how much we took back of yesterday's range. We opened. We're doing nothing. Look below the opening. I was looking to be a buyer right around C's low and inside the single prints. Didn't get it. Started running up. And I was very, very surprised that we took back all of M and even made a new high so quick today. I thought we would consolidate a little more. I thought we would consolidate a little more inside of between value low, in and out of value low, say from yesterday, whereas we consolidated at the top of the range for the first 7 time frames. We were 7 for 7 before some buyers finally gave it up. So very, very interesting. As far as my trades, I had a good day. I got in trouble in A only because I took the trade too early. Now, I didn't take it anywhere near here, but when we did start pushing up, and we got above N's high. I was like, yeah, we might get M's high. I said, but I have a feeling that's all we're going to do. So I took a 100 put play of the 408s, right around somewhere between N's high and M's high, right around here. Obviously, it went against me right away. B popped, got a little distance, but it wasn't getting any tempo or volume. I added. At one point, I was long 200 and something, I forget. I think it was 220 puts or something like that. Came in, took them off, went back up. I did this for 3 time frames, A, B, and C, because every time it went up then and we weren't getting much, I'd put 50 back on, take 50 off when it came in. And from a trade that started in the hole decent, ended up making some decent money on it when I finally put it all to bed around C's low. Then I didn't take a trade until G. The market was doing nothing. I was looking. I should have faded E's high. I didn't. Went to get lunch. I didn't fade it. I watched. I took a G short when G took out F's low. I took a short, nothing big, but it worked out. 409 puts when it went down. And then my last trade of the day was an H. I took a small long at the time. Right, it was above value low at the time. I was looking more for value low and to see if we got where halfback was at the time. And I bought the 3. I bought the 4 or 5 calls. I bought 10 initially. I bought 30. The 30 worked out very nice when we got to halfback at the time. It was below halfback actually, and then snapped back. I should have gotten out of the other 10 when we rallied back up. I didn't. And then when we came back down, I finally took them off. So I lost small on the 10, but I made on the 30. And that was it. There was nothing there. There's nothing that caught my interest. We go out with a price probe. 10 wide POC, overlapping a higher value, and we go out with a price probe to the downside. So between the lack of volume, lack of tempo, I still had a good day, but That's all I did on the day. So, destinations for tomorrow. Upside, we have 3. I'm going to use A's low because that's the price probe. We don't know if it's accepted or rejected to tomorrow morning. That's 405.51. Then we don't have anything to 10 wide, 406.65, which was G's low. And then today's high, an all-time high of 407.24. For the downside, we have today's low of 405.40. Then we have the single prints from yesterday, 405.29, get filled at 404.63. And then we have yesterday's low of 403.38, and then filling the huge gap down to 400.67. That's a 271-point weekly gap. And then on the charts, so the monthly is very healthy to start, right? We're getting distance. We're still getting distance away from last month's high. Excuse me. Still healthy. One time framing up. Weekly. Came out of a 4-week balance to the upside last week. Gapped higher. Healthy. We're still holding the gap. And then on the daily, we're one time framing up now. 7 days. So tomorrow should be interesting. Because, let me go back to the profile. Right? Markets don't go bull bear. To turn a ship around, it takes time. Well, here's the first step. Look at everything we did these last 2 days, right? We gapped higher, beautiful gap, never saw it, never saw below C's range. But since E period yesterday, right? That's where the market, E, F, and G, they went higher, but that's where it stalled out. So basically, from C's high yesterday through all of today, we had a 9 wide POC yesterday, 10 wide today. Huge volume put in very tight ranges. So the shorter time frame, which is the daily, is tremendously long up here. So if we take out today's low tomorrow, it's going to be interesting to see if all these longs decide to flush out. If they do, we should fill the single prints. We might even test Monday's low and even test the gap. But I don't expect that gap to get filled the first time. So that's the question, because all these longs, some got out today. Some got out yesterday, but the majority is still long. They want to get paid. Well, the only way they're going to get paid is not only to make a new high like we did today, but to get distance and extension away from there. So it's going to be interesting if we take out today's low, if some of these weak ones finally give it up. I hope you had a good day trading. Have a great evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.